The RTS is extremely proud to present the award for an outstanding achievement in British television to the wondrous Russell T Davies. Hi, Russell.
Hello, hi, thank you. Thank you very much for that. That was long, but
You've done a lot of
I
work.
liked it. No, it was lovely though. I appreciate it very much. Is anyone still there? I hope. Can I talk for a bit now?
Yeah,
Is it done?
please.
Yes, lovely. I just like, there's too many people to thank, although I would love to thank my agent, Bethan, who was patient beyond and wonderful and brilliant. But it's like, I just want to say, I know it's been a long night, but let me talk for a little bit. It's an outstanding achievement award. Let me have a moment. But because I'm often seen as a gay writer, and I love that. Journalists always ask me, do you mind being seen as a gay writer? And I'm very proud of it. And I'm very proud of being a tradition. It's always called a niche or a corner or a minority, like it's a diversity little tick box. I think the absolute opposite. I think it's a great, grand tradition that I'm enormously proud to be part of. And I think I get too much attention. And there are so many names behind me writing this stuff and so many names ahead of me writing this stuff. And I just want to talk about a few names that get ignored over the years. For example, a lot of this comes from the work of a gay historian and archivist called Stephen Bourne. But everyone thinks like the first gay story was Beth Jordache in Brookside. Actually, the first play was produced by Granada in 1959 called South, from a play by Julian Green, 1959. Then the first lesbian kiss was Girl, a play called Girl by James Robson in 1974. Of course, in 1975, along came The Naked Civil Servant from the writings of Quentin Crisp, actually written by Philip Mackey. And when there were complaints about that, the IBA said, the broadcasting authorities said they allowed it to be shown because it was, above all, sad. That was a different world. And but actually that decade led to, I can't name everyone, but Howard Schuman writing Rock Follies, and then there was Anna Rabin and Len Richmond writing Agony, brilliant gay characters in that. And 1979, there was a BBC play called Only Connect, written by Drew Griffiths and Noel Grieg. And do you know, can I also say at the same time in the 70s, outside drama, you had Larry Grayson, you had John Inman, you had Frankie Howard, and sometimes the gay community kind of looks back on them with a bit of shame and a bit of regret and a bit of a temper. Actually, I think they were magnificent, those people. I think they weren't pansies, they were soldiers. To be that camp and that loud and that overt in the 1970s mean they were soldiers and they were fine citizens. And I applaud their work all these years later. Anyway, all of this work eventually led to like the 80s with the soap operas. Then you get Julia Smith and Tony Holland doing miraculous work on EastEnders. Then Phil Redmond's team on Brookside. Anyway, look, today you get to the world we have today, which has Jonathan Harvey writing. You have Tom Rob Smith writing London Spy. We saw Mae Martin tonight with Feel Good. That's amazing. Sally Wainwright, Gentleman Jack, now shooting its second series. That's a miracle. Kaylee Llewellyn winning tonight, In My Skin. If you haven't seen that, it's on the BBC iPlayer, made by BBC Wales. That is a ferocious and brilliant piece of work, and a great queer piece of work too. And there are trans stories. I know we've got to get there, but we've got further to go. But there's Boy Meets Girl. There's the brilliant work that they do on the soaps. There's Butterflies, written by Tony March. We are getting there. That's what I want to say. Is that if you want stories to be on air, if you dream of them being on air, if you hope they'll be on air, they will get on air. I think we've said it's been an incredibly diverse night tonight. You will see things getting better. You see things getting wider and more wise and more experience getting on screen. It literally gets better, but just work hard and it gets there. I'd just like to say one thing. One of those names I skipped over there. Back in 1979, that play by Drew Griffiths, that was a play called Only Connect. Drew Griffiths was one of the founders of Gay Sweatshop. He became a television writer. He had a great career ahead of him, I think. But at 37 years old, in 1984, he was murdered. He was allegedly, probably murdered on a one-night stand. I don't know. We don't know any of the facts about this because the murderer was never found, and the Metropolitan Police closed that case many years ago. But let's not remember his death. Let's remember his life. He was, by all accounts, a complicated, fragile, brilliant man. But I suspect his name has never been said out loud at the RTS. And this is the Royal Television Society. It is a great fund and archive and powerhouse of writers and artists and producers. And we should say his name. We should remember him. Tonight is a great chance to remember a name perhaps forgotten in the past, but one of the giants whose shoulders we stand on. So I just think everyone listening, if you could raise a toast of a cup of tea or a glass of wine, if everyone on this call says his name out loud tonight, Drew Griffiths, that would be a really great thing and well remembered. So here's to him, here's to Drew Griffiths. Well done, Drew. Well done. Thank you.
You, Russell. It's typically a humble and generous speech that you've made, and despite the legacy you've just talked about, you still are very much a trailblazer, I think, for all of us. So congratulations, and
Thank you.
hope your tea's warm.
It is.
Thanks, Russell.